just like that, we are back. It's Bowlmas Day 4. Bowlmas Day 4, I believe in the Penn State intro, I accidentally called it Day 4. But now we're actually in Day 4. We've moved across the state, all the way down to Pitt, where we'll talk with our friend Nafis, who we'll introduce here in a second. But first, a word from our friends at SeatGeek.
The weather may be getting cold late in the year, but the sports action is heating up. With the final stretch of the football season upon us and basketball season now here, the only place to go for the best tickets for each game is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Views from Section 400 podcast, and whether you're looking to sit courtside of the Sixers game, find a last-minute deal up in Section 400 for the Iron Bowl, or looking to just cheer on your alma mater in a preseason basketball tournament, SeatGeek's one-of-a-kind system helps you find the best deal for the best seats in the house. Use code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, your best night ever is waiting.
All right, well, I teased him in the intro. We're here with our friend Nafis, Pitt alumni, alumnus, whatever you like to call him. But yeah, you're a big football fan, Nafis. We don't have to talk about your Eagles because Matt talks about them enough on this show. But the Pitt Panthers at one point in the season were undefeated. They finished 7-5. My question to you, were you ever confident in Pitt making the playoffs, or did you kind of know this was too good to be true and see this 5-game losing streak coming?
So my roommate actually from Pitt, he's also an Eagles fan. And we kind of talk about how Pitt football and Philly sports are very similar. They have high hopes. There's a couple games where they, get you excited, get you all riled up, give you some hope, and then everything starts crumbling down. They give you that hope. You know they're gonna crumble, but then you still buy into it. They always get you. So
Yeah,
I was hopeful just because Eli Holstein, he had a great start. I was looking at his stats earlier before I hopped on. The first 5 games, he was like amazing. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was on fire. I guess the competition too wasn't that great, but gave us a little bit of hope. But in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that the inevitable was coming.
yeah, he was definitely better than Peyton Thorne. I'll give him that. And they both got
And,
benched this year.
and whoever else we had the past few years.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, you sound exactly like Matt talking about the 76ers right there. He always
Yeah.
he just always is like, I don't care about the Sixers, I don't care about the Sixers. And then Tyrese Maxey goes and does something crazy, and then he's bought in, and then he just gets his heart broken in the second round every single year.
I think that's with any Philly sports, honestly. Like Phillies, look so good, and Mets
Got the
take
Mets
it
hat
down.
behind me.
We're not talking about Juan Soto in this episode, but yeah, I think that's me and my roommate think about it. Philly fan that Pitt kind of used to now.
Yeah, and you're an even bigger Sixers fan than Matt. And it's I just went through those trust the process days with Tony Roten, and it
That's a
was
goat right. There's some players that I don't know how they sniff the NBA, but yeah.
Well, we spent some time with the Penn State. We spent some time with the Penn State guys talking about some of the best players that ever went to Pitt. In your opinion, who was it?
Talking about personal favorite or kind of like best player on
Yeah,
the
get
team.
no, give me your personal favorite.
My personal favorite might be a hot take. Is Kenny Pickett. Just
Okay.
because he's just like a regular dude. Like he was there when I was in college, so I was out at the bars with them. Like I would like dap him up. One time I was behind him in line in Chipotle. I was just telling him, what's up. He's just like a regular dude. And honestly, he was really good at Pitt. I don't know if you guys remember that one bowl game where he had that fake slide and he scored that touchdown.
mhm.
That was just electric. Um, so I think for me, personal favorite is Kenny Pickett, just because I've kind of like chatted with him a couple times, and his time at Pitt, he played pretty good. He had ended up a first round pick. So
Yeah.
um, so I think
It
for me at least was Kenny Pickett.
followed that kind of James Conner pipeline where the Steelers got him, and probably not as successful as Conner, but now he's on your birds. And if
He's
Jalen
on
Hurts
my
goes
birds,
down,
and I hope I never see him on the field. But
I mean, that's the way you feel about all backup quarterbacks. It's no
yeah,
ill will towards Kenny Pickett.
yeah, Kenny Pickett, that's the guy. But I don't want to see you play.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of backups this year. We've had Tommy DeVito down there, Drew Lock, and I think Tim Boyle's in line to
He
start next
played.
week.
He played last game. Yeah.
So it's not looking great for the Giants at all. But we'll get right on to this game. Pitt's opponent for this game, Toledo. This is their 14th straight bowl game. And it's not a lot of good things going on for Pitt here. We talked about them losing five in a row. Toledo's 14th consecutive bowl game. Pitt is 2-0 in Detroit hosted bowl games, both against the MAC. They beat Eastern Michigan and they beat Bowling Green. This game is the Game Above Sports Bowl. Not sure who Game Above is, but they get rid of the Outback Bowl and now Game Above Sports has a bowl. But that's a whole nother rant for another day. It's the day after Christmas, 2 p.m. on ESPN. Pitt is favored by a touchdown. Nafis, how confident are we feeling heading into the Game Above Sports Bowl?
I mean, I've never heard of that, and we got the 2 p.m. slot after Christmas, so I'm not sure who's going to be tuned into that one.
I don't know if the
Uh,
players will really be tuned in themselves.
I don't know. What's the spread on that?
Right now, Pitt's favored by 7, but again, we're recording this a couple weeks early, so we could see
7.
some opt-outs and some transfer portal movement.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I know Holstein got hurt. I don't know if he's gonna play. I haven't checked up on that, but the way they've been playing, 7 points is a lot. If I was to bet, I might take if the spread's the same, Toledo +7. But Pitt might win outright. Just as it just looked pretty bad the last few games. I think everything started going downhill once they got blown out by SMU.
Yeah,
Uh,
SMU put up 45 points on that kid.
yeah, after the SMU game, I think they started some injuries piling up too. So I'm not sure who's going to play, who's not, who's injured, who's not. But I might take Toledo +7, but I'll take Pitt to win the game.
All
Brian,
right.
how has Toledo fared in their 14 straight bowl games? Do you have a number on that?
They've been around 500.
Okay.
I think they're a game
Well,
under.
based on what Nafis said, I'm a little worried about Pitt's, availability for this game, and we all know that availability is the best ability. So if they don't have their guys, I'm not as confident that they're going to cover 7 points. However, if both these guys were going with full force, I would definitely be on Pitt by 7 in this one. They played, I don't want to say the ACC was the most competitive division this year, or conference this year, but they played some good teams, and I definitely think Pitt is a capable team this year. I know they finished 5 straight losses, but it really is going to depend on who's available for this game for me.
Yeah, and Toledo, they beat Miami, Ohio, who was favored in the MAC championship game. They got blown out by the real Ohio, and that's kind of when Timothy Chalamet went viral on Twitter because everyone said he knew ball after he made that pick.
Yeah, I saw all those memes. They're hilarious.
But Toledo's not bad, and if you want an extra angle on Toledo, December 26th is not only the day after Christmas, it's the second day of Hanukkah. And I don't want to assume their religion here, but their backfield sounds a lot like names you would see in a bar mitzvah. They got Tucker Gleason at quarterback and Connor Walenzak in the backfield. Now, Walenzak only had 400 rushing yards this year, so they can't really run the ball. But there could be some good juju there. I'm not sure what the second night of Hanukkah really represents, but if it represents resilience, maybe.
Okay, I think I'm definitely on Pitt now.
Yeah, I might have to switch hammer the Pitt -7 here.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen.
I saw
Toledo,
you had him as a bootleg Will Shipley.
yeah, I did put that in the notes there. I mean, I think that's a good way to put him and bringing back the birds angle. Will Shipley may never see the field. I don't know why they drafted him either, but the kid, they got Jawan Newton, the 1,000-yard receiver. Toledo's got guys. He might be the one guy, but he's a guy.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know no one on Toledo.
Yeah, they're not great. I will say, Jack, I like to bring up Auburn a lot in these podcasts.
Of course,
Their defense was tied with our Auburn Tigers for number 31 in the nation at 25.3 points per game allowed. Pretty decent number.
not bad. Not bad. I will say, though, Toledo was not playing an SEC schedule.
Yeah, that's probably why they missed the playoff, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
Brian, I told you, I don't know why you brought that up. Don't try to throw that in there. You're gonna start us down a 15-minute rabbit hole conversation. I already told you I was done with it after last Wednesday's show.
well, we have South Carolina coming up in 2 days from now, so you're gonna have to relive it all over again.
Well, you're gonna hear it then again for sure. Get
Yeah.
ready for that.
All right. Well, my last thing to try to give any Toledo alumni watching this or anybody trying to bet an underdog some hope here, they beat Duquesne. Duquesne's a good program. We have a former Duquesne lineman, Matt Fest, coming on the show tomorrow.
UK, that's right. That's right next to Pitt.
Yeah, it's a big win. They already beat a team from Pittsburgh. Why not make it 2-0? But yeah, we kind of talked about Eli, and I think he's still going to be injured heading into this. But Jack, you want to give the people and me I know Nafis kind of knows his stuff, but you want to give the people the rundown on this Pitt team?
Yeah, Eli Holston is the quarterback here. 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But he did get benched for Nate Yarnell, who's thrown for 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Nobody's all that impressive here. Desmond Reed is the running back. He's had 800 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. He also has over 500 receiving yards, which is second on the team, with 4 more touchdowns. So look, 1,200 all-purpose yards, 1,300 all-purpose yards, and 8 touchdowns is a hell of a season.
Yeah,
I
I
will
can.
say, Desmond Reed, that guy's actually really good.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
a hell of a season.
just explosive player, pops on the screen, um, running and catching the ball. So honestly, offensively, he's our best player, and I'm not sure if he's playing or not. He should, but if we have a chance to win the game, he's going to be the reason why we win.
Yeah, I compared Wallensack to Will Shipley. Maybe Reed. A better comparison would be like a Walmart James White.
James White. Never heard that name before.
James White, did Deion Lewis go to Pitt?
He did, yeah. Deion Lewis went to
There you
Pitt.
go. There's a better comparison.
There you go. You got to keep it on brand, Brian. At the receiver position, Kanata Mumpfield. Lord, is that actually his name?
That is his name.
Katana Mumps had 800 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season. Kenny Johnson had 500 yards. Raphael Williams Jr. 400 yards and 5 tuds. And their tight end, Gavin Bartholomew, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Brian, this is a joke.
Dude, their pass catching core kind of sounds like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles remake.
Yeah, it's like the freaking Muppets, dude. Like,
Those are made up names.
yeah, we just came straight off of Sesame Street.
Gavin
But I gotta
Bartholomew.
give it to Pitt, man. They're the number 40 offense in the nation, 31.8 points per game. That ain't too shabby. Definitely a lot on the back of Desmond Reed.
The ACC. I know. Jack. You've always been an ACC truther, but we've done a couple of these shows now talking about ACC teams, and all of them are just scoring a bunch of points.
Well, yes, but at the end of the day, does that matter? Miami scored more points than any other team in the nation, and they got left out of the playoff. You got to have the defense to accompany it.
Yeah, well, that's probably why Pitt has lost 5 in a row here.
There's no, I don't think there's much defense being played in the ACC.
Yeah, speaking of Pitt's defense, they're ranked 82 in the nation, giving up 26, almost 27 points per game. They got shit pumped by SMU, 48 points dropped on them. And then just recently, Louisville scored 37 against them, 24 against Clemson. I mean, dang, dude, definitely giving up some points over there in Pittsburgh. All of these teams, though, SMU, Louisville, Clemson, those are real legitimate offenses. I don't know if Toledo really compares to any three of them.
No faith in Connor Wallensack?
No.
I might have to bet a Connor Wallensack anytime touchdown.
All right, well, I won't do it. I am riding. Let's just get right into it right now. I'm going with Pitt in this game. If the spread is going to sit at 7, I will I'll buy it down to 6.5. I'll play it a little bit safe, but I want Pitt. I want them over this Toledo team. The ACC, pretty good conference.
Dude, the MAC's a pretty good conference too.
You know how I feel about, priority conferences.
Well, will this change your mind? Auburn just got a transfer cornerback from Miami, Ohio, and
Okay.
Oh,
he might play some big snaps next year.
Who's
game
that?
changer.
Uh, Again, my brain's not working, but I can find it for you real quick.
Not Jackson Arnold.
No, corner.
Oh, I thought you said quarterback. I'm just like we got one already. That's why I was really confused.
Yeah,
Is that guy good? Jackson Arnold?
he was a 5-star. He struggled last
Where
year,
where
but
where where is he from? Or where was he just playing?
He's just been
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, but he's from Texas and was like, the quarterback coming out of Texas out of high school like 2 years ago, before his
Yeah.
freshman season in Oklahoma. So we got him now. Maybe things will open up.
Maybe. Yeah, his name's Rayon Strader, cornerback from Miami, Ohio. Led the entire college football in passes defended this year.
Look, man, corners can come out of anywhere.
Sounds like a corner name. Might be good.
Yeah, right. It sounds like a successful corner, kind of like Quinyon Mitchell, who's now also on Nafis's Eagles and
That
played with
guy's
Toledo last year.
gas. Oh, he went to Toledo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, connecting all the dots. Yeah.
yeah. Toledo's a pretty good program. Nothing to scoff at here.
I'm not there. I'm not there. Well,
Yeah.
Nafis, what do you think? What's your prediction for this game? Are you going to take Pitt -7? What's the over under in this game, Brian? And we have a
What is
number on
the
that?
over-under?
It's currently on December 16th as we're recording this at 51 and a half.
Sounds like we want the over in
I'll
this game.
take the over on that for sure.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Ford Field overs.
Oh, that's right. It is in Detroit at Ford Field.
With that Ford Field,
The
roof,
aesthetic is going
roof
to
from
be
the
there.
building. Yeah, hammer the over.
So the last time these teams did play, it almost hit the over. Pitt won 45-3. That was also almost 2 decades ago before before Toledo kind of started this bull streak. I like the over. I like Toledo +7.
I
Yeah,
mean, from
I'll take the homer pick. I know I said I would take Toledo +7, but I'll do the homer pick, take Pitt -7 and the over.
yeah. All right. Well,
Throw a little Desmond Reed anytime touchdown in there.
hell yeah. And there's from what we've seen, Brian, over the past few weeks from Pitt, there's no way they hold the team to 3 points.
Oh, no
So
shot.
I don't think
No,
we have to
absolutely
worry
no shot.
about another 45-3 performance.
I don't think Game Above would like that very much either. I'm sure they won a good game here.
The game above both.
I gotta look up Game Above here real quick. It's a Game Above is a successful, multifaceted brand that includes charitable giving, capital investments, sports entertainment, and media ventures. So it's either a money laundering scheme or they are just in every industry in the world.
I don't even know how to answer that, Brian.
All right, well, since I guess there's really not much more to say on this contest, Nafis, I want your prediction on the college football playoff and your prediction on the Eagles end of the season. And then I want to talk a little bit about Pitt basketball here.
All right, yeah, let's do it. I guess kind of run me through the games and I'll let you know who.
All right, so the top four seeds, you have Georgia, you have Oregon, and then you got Arizona State and Boise. And then first round will be Indiana, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Clemson, Texas, and I'm missing Penn State, SMU.
So I think Ohio State gonna get the win. Texas, and I kind of like Indiana over Notre Dame there, and then Penn State over SMU. And then if that bracket keeps going, I like Oregon over Ohio State, Texas over Arizona State, even though I really think Arizona State's a really good team. That's gonna be a good game.
Hottest team in college football.
Yeah. think Georgia over Indiana, and then oh, this is a good one. Boise State and Penn State. I think that's also a really good game. I might lean Penn State in that one, but I do like Boise State a lot as well. I'll take Oregon over Texas, just because Texas lost me money on the SEC championship game. Me and Cam actually had a big parlay in that game, and Texas was the one leg that lost. So
Ooh.
I'll take
I'll have to ask Cam
Brutal.
about that too, because he'll be coming on Christmas Day to preview some NBA Christmas Day.
yeah. So you can talk about that, and then I'll take Georgia over Penn State, and then I'll have Oregon winning the college football playoff, first 12 team playoff.
Well, there it is, and the playoff starts today as this comes out. So, for those of you that are tailing Nafis's picks, please let us know in the comments, and you can yell at Nafis when they don't hit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I guess if you want to, I don't know how superstitious you are, but if you want to predict your Eagles to win the Super Bowl, now is the time to do so.
Honestly, man, I think we're the best team in the league. There's just like people were calling out what Jalen Hurts. Oh, he can't throw the ball. He can't do that. He can't do this. He goes at what 300 yards, two touchdowns, one on the ground. Like, if you stack the box against Saquon, you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside. And we get Dallas Goedert back from injury too. And honestly, that defense looks insane. That's
Yeah.
what I'm surprised about the most. I thought they'd be better than last year. Last year they were just terrible, but the way they're playing is just like insane. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, and Zach Bond. Zach Bond's been, I think, our best player, if not one of the best. And Jalen Carter is just a game wrecker. Like passing, pass rush, run stuff. That guy's just a beast. I don't know how he fell to number 9 last year in the draft, but
Didn't make any sense at
yeah.
all.
I've again from the beginning of the show I told you, Philly sports, Pitt sports. I always have high hopes. They bring me in, and the inevitable always happens. But um, I would predict the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna jinx or anything. That's just my prediction. But just the way they're playing right now, 10-game win streak. Offense looks good. Defense looks good. As long as Nick Sirianni doesn't do nothing stupid in the playoffs, I think we have a good shot, especially with the Lions being banged up. Mahomes kind of banged up now. The Bills look pretty good, but they just lost to the Ram. I think there was the Rams last week. So all these other top contenders have a little bit of a question mark, but I think we are looking good, are healthy, and hoping for the best.
Yeah. Well, Jack, Matt leaves, and we can't get away from the Eagles being called the best team in football.
No, we can. And what pisses me off even more is like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about everything we've spoken about today. And in the event something happens to Jalen Hurts, which is like really the only thing that kills a football team more than anything is a quarterback injury. They got Kenny Pickett sitting there, who is the most Nick Foles-esque quarterback in the league right now, which it just pisses me off even more. So no, I am not happy with how this Philadelphia Eagles football team is playing right now. But look, I'm sure you're happy as hell, Nafis. I know Matt is happy as hell. So good for you guys. At least you guys have something going for you. Me and Brian's teams are just awful. We're ready for next season.
Well, at least we have one team, and that is Auburn basketball.
Hell yeah.
Nafis, you might have a team as well in Pitt basketball. They're 9-2 as we're recording this. Got a couple of great guards. So, what are your expectations here? Predict. I need what seed they are in March and how far they go in March.
Yeah, I've watched like one or two games here and there. My boys from school text about it too, so I kind of check the score here and there when I have time. But they look pretty good. History wise, we're not really the best college basketball type of school.
Big
Um,
first four school.
yeah, but first four school. Whenever they're in the tournament in my bracket, I have to pick them to win at least one game out of pride. But yeah, as you said, good guard play so far. 9-2. Uh, I don't think they've lost a home game either. So they look pretty good. Honestly, not really. the highest of hopes. I'll probably say they're in the range of maybe 9 to 12 seed around there. Possibility of winning one game if we're feeling good, maybe two, but not too many expectations. Never had that much expectations for Pitt basketball, but it's a pleasant surprise, I'd say, to see them playing pretty well in the beginning of the season. And yeah, we'll see how they go. Hopefully, we'll see a tournament appearance and some a game or two. We'll see. But
Yeah. So it seems like we got an Eagles Super Bowl, an Oregon National Championship, a Pitt win over Toledo in the very, very historic Game Above Sports Bowl.
game above sports bowl.
So I mean, it sounds like a pretty good winter for you, my friend.
Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby.
Yeah, but I mean, Jack, you have any more thoughts on the Game Above Sports Bowl or Pitt in general?
Yeah, shout out Larry Fitzgerald.
I found out Tyler Boyd went to Pitt too. I did not know that.
Yeah, honestly, Pitt has a lot of good NFL players. Like
Yeah,
Donald, maybe the best defensive player ever.
yeah.
He went to Pitt. As you said, you mentioned James Conner before. We've thrown a bit Darrell Revis, Larry Fitz, LaShawn McCoy. Like we've had some pretty
Forgot
damn good
Shady went
players.
there too.
A lot of damn good
Wow.
players that came out of Pitt. So, and fun fact, I've met Avante Maddox. Just he was surprising my neighbor in college senior year. I just saw him chilling with his dog, and
Huh.
told him good luck in the rest of the season, even though he's one of the worst players on our team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His career might fall off a
it's cool
cliff
to see you say what's up, but
after you wished him luck.
That's wild.
Yeah, also, if you're watching on YouTube, Tom Savage, I got him on my whiteboard. He was a Pitt Panther for a year.
was he now? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he transferred from Rutgers. I know, Jack, you probably remember him at Rutgers for a little bit.
Dude, I think I do. Did he wear like number 7 or something?
Yeah, he was number 7. He was the quarterback before Gary Nova.
That's right. Damn. That's a throwback. I haven't heard that name in a long time, Brian.
Yeah, he was a king of the pick six with the Texans for a little bit. Yeah, but I'm glad we got some good Pitt little facts here because if the people watched yesterday, we spent about 10 minutes with the Penn State guys and they spent about 10 minutes just shitting on Pitt football. I would maybe even argue a team of Pitt alumni in their prime might beat the Penn Staters.
Yeah, we got some really good players who came out of Pitt and some like mid guys, who is it? Damar Hamlin, I guess, came out of Pitt. But we're not a terrible football program. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, you'll take that. And Tamar Hamlin, maybe not a great player, but great story.
Great story. Conspiracy theories out there, but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah, but on that note, might as well end it here. Thank you guys for tuning in to day 4 of Bowlmas, actually day 4. Tomorrow, very special guest. We have Matt Fest on, our friend, and a former offensive lineman at Lehigh and Duquesne. Spent some time. He did play Florida State in a game, and he held his own against Jared Verse, I believe. So some good stuff tomorrow. We'll ask him about his time there. We'll get his thoughts on the FCS playoffs, which, by the way, former Auburn Tiger, whose name is now eluding me too. It's been a long day. Zach Danza? You remember him. He came to Auburn and he didn't play a game, Jack.
Caldenza.
Yeah, we'll go with that. He just got knocked out in the corners of the FCS playoffs by South Dakota State. So we'll get Matt's thoughts on that, maybe some picks, some bets. We'll spend time with him about his time with Lehigh and Duquesne. Hopefully Matt will be back for that tomorrow. We send him our thoughts and some prayers. Not all of our prayers because we don't want the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, but some of them. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.